It's the Horizon League on ESPN. From the Klotsche Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Day 2 of the Panther Invitational. Pitch the Milwaukee Panthers against the Chippewas of Central Michigan from the Mid-American Conference. Welcome to our match coverage on ESPN Plus. My name is Matt Menzel. For the Panthers, their home opener last night falling against Iowa State in 3 sets. 25-18, 25-14, 25-20. 0-3 with 3 sweeps. Now looking to bounce back against a Chippewas team who played a couple of matchups here inside the K yesterday, dropping matchups against Iowa State in 3 sets, 25-11, 25-18, 25-14, and then they lost in 4 against South Alabama, 25-16, bouncing back to win set 2, 25-14, dropping sets 3 and 4, 25-18, 25-22. The Chippewas at 1-4, they had dropped 4 in a row, all part of a stretch that sees their first 14 away from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. So far for the Chippewas in their first 5 matchups, they have been led by a talented freshman in Taylor Kripe. In fact, already one of the captains on this Chippewas roster. 56 kills in their first 5 matches, an average of 2.95 kills per set. And for the Panthers, they've been led by the player Natalie Schmitz, who surpassed 1,000 career kills with her 8-kill performance last night. Away we go with Molly Beatty, the new setter for Central Michigan, getting set 1 started. Natalie Schmitz, her swing goes out of bounds, and the Chippewas strike first down this Saturday. For Central Michigan, a team that has gotten off to some slow starts. They're 2-3 in the opening set, but boy, by set number 2, they get tougher and tougher. Natalie Schmitz right into the block off the hand of Abby Olin. Tops of the team coming in with 19 blocks, just over 1 block per set. Back for her redshirt senior season. So far, Molly Beatty, 3 service aces, which is good for 4th best on the team. Great setup here for Bella Lipsky. Lipsky, great showing last week at a career best of 6 kills last Friday at Omaha. Taking on a more expanded role here in the first couple of weeks of this season after playing in 8 matches in 2024. Beatty on the set. The swing from Izzy Sweers. Tipped down over by Lipsky. She has scored back-to-back, and the Panthers have tied things at 2. So Bella Lipsky off this set from Josie Johnson, just over the wingspan there of Abby Olin. Katie Goba came through with a service ace last night. Across the way, and that one flies off Erdman and out of bounds. That comes following the swing from Maggie Hewitt. One of the outside hitters back for her sophomore year after playing in only a couple of matches last year, a couple of sets total. Playing in a set against Fairleigh Dickinson and 1 set against Iowa. Tipped. That was off the hand of Taylor Kripe. And on the outside, you have Sam Vanda, tracked down by Central Michigan, but unable to keep the attack alive. That was off Abby Olin, and a point here as the Panthers have scored 3 of the last 4, tying things at 3. Dropping back to serve is Kara Erdman. Senior from Forreston, Illinois, with a long serve. The Panthers last night with only a couple of service aces, one for Sam Vanda, the other from Katie Goba, but had 7 service errors. Iowa State with success on the serve. They had 8 aces, 9 errors. Natalie Schmitz got off to a strong start when it came to the kill. And finishing with 8. Good majority came within the first few points of that second set when she recorded the milestone 1,000th kill. Tied at 4. Milica Tomic in to serve for the Panthers. Beatty comes over to play the ball. On the swing, Izzy Sweers. Sophomore who played in 11 matches last year. You see on that right side, has been on the outside. Was for most of last year, but so for the first couple of weeks, they put her more toward the right side in this Chippewas attack. Despite the effort there by Kara Erdman beyond her reach as she was nearing the Panther bench area. A 6-4 lead for Central Michigan. Sweers tied for second on the team with 5 service aces. Off the swing with Annie Eschenbach. Panthers get the side out. Eschenbach, number 3 of the team right now, tied for third with a total of 12 kills. Ella Schutz will sub in replacing Katie Goba in the Panther lineup. The referees for this match will be Brooklyn Messer and James Kuzila. The line judges Melissa Rammer and Alexis Sheldon. The libero tracker is Michael Kosoris. The official scorer is Danielle Larshai. Second Panther service error. And the Chippewas up 7-5. Serving is Taylor Kripe. Part of the all-tournament team last week at a tournament that Central Michigan was part of at BYU. Long serve. So the Chippewas giving the point right back. But last weekend, they began the year with a 4-set victory over High Point. Took the second set, but ended up losing to then-ranked number 19. Now they're 18th in the nation, that being BYU. Lost to BYU in 4. Lost in 4 against Fairleigh Dickinson, and then so far here, the 2 losses against Iowa State and South Alabama. The kill for Grace Thomas, another one of the captains of the preseason All-Mid-American Conference selection. And it came off that setup. You have Keelan Mill, part of a 2-setter offense for Central Michigan. Eschenbach, but out of bounds. The Chippewas trying to help fill that void, losing their top setter from that of a year ago. Allie Corbo with 1,137 assists in 2024 alone. Tomic on the swing there from Ella Schutz. Dumped over by Keelan Mill. The swing from Schutz. Near the net battle. And again, played back by Mill, allowing more room to operate for Central Michigan. And then a block in front. So a block here for Abby Olin. Olin, high of 6 blocks in 2 matchups so far. This campaign has a couple of blocks early on in this opening set. 3 straight scored by the Chippewas. Through the middle again with Lipsky on the tip. Schutz going to cross the way, but into the Central Michigan sideline. And a timeout for Susie Johnson and the Milwaukee Panthers. 4 straight for Central Michigan. They lead 11-6 here in this opening set. It's women's college volleyball on ESPN+.
We gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever. We gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride. We gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever. We gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we rise. We gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
What did you get?
A 94.
That's good. AAA Auto Insurance scored a 94 on member satisfaction.
What?
AAA auto insurance.
Our teams help members find a smart plan at an even smarter price.
Whoa!
Because when it comes to auto insurance, being smart is important. Shh. You can't shush the truth, people. You can't shush the truth.
Switch and save on AAA auto insurance and expect something more.
Back in Milwaukee, an 11-6 lead for Central Michigan. Another early timeout from Susie Johnson and the Milwaukee Panthers. They've given up 4 consecutive points to trail by 5. Susie Johnson back for season number 29 with the program, 19th as the Panthers head coach. Has taken some early timeouts here in the first couple of weekends of the season. The ball sent out of play by Tomic. Looking for a quicker start as the matchup wore on last night. Slow beginnings in both sets 1 and 2, but showed a lot of fight in that 3rd set, but still came up 5 points short. Erdman. Schutz gets the much-needed set up and the 5-0 Central Michigan run. But Susie Johnson was pleased with the fight as the match went on after the team only recorded 3 ties, but 0 lead changes in the first couple of sets. 11 ties, 5 lead changes in set 3 alone. And she mentioned after the matchup, we were putting a lot of pieces together and just need to do it on a more consistent basis. Well, now back-to-back points here. Going to fight and climb back into this opening set, down 12-8 as Josie Johnson continues to be on the service line. And right there, protecting that good swing with Natalie Schmitz. And she's one of those veterans looking for consistency out of and knows the ropes. And Central Michigan showing some power right here to go back up. 13-8. Good size in that front row again, beginning with Abby Olin at 6'3". Olin with 1 kill and a couple of blocks to start. Beatty. Over it goes to Sam Vanda. Beatty. And right there was Abby Olin. Johnson off the right hand with Bella Lipsky. And that one gets away. And from Alina Anderson, sporting the libero jersey for Central Michigan. Serve here for the Panthers for Katie Goba. 13-9 Central Michigan. We're going to run it down. Hewitt heaved on over by Anderson. And a senior from Rockford, Michigan. Schmitz. Get a piece of it at Olin. And a point here for Natalie Schmitz. Up to 3 kills early on. The issue becomes, okay, it's great. You want to get all you can from an offensive standpoint of Natalie Schmitz, but teams are going to pick up on what she's able to do and who else is going to step up and provide that spark offensively. Saw that last night again with Iowa State. After the strong start for Schmitz, non-factor down the stretch, forcing others to step up. Vanda, one of those players that did. Out that swing, we have a net violation that's going to go against Central Michigan. Panthers battle their way back to within 2 at 13-11. Goba, in her junior season from McGuanago, Wisconsin. Played in all 32 matches, 6 starts last year. Beatty through the middle with Olin, off Erdman. Johnson on the pass from Vanda. Beatty, Olin with the swing. Able to swing around, Bella Lipsky. Abby Olin, a second-team All-MAC selection last year. Part of the MAC All-Tournament team. Known for her blocking ability, but you can see with her swing has a vicious kill as well. Vanda with a big wind-up. That's going to fly out for Central Michigan. So far for Sam Vanda in her freshman year from Geneva, Illinois, who plans to major in business. She's had 6, 7, and 7 kill performances. The only Panther that's recorded a double-figure kill showing is Natalie Schmitz with the 10 kills last week against Omaha. Great hustle, but out of play despite the effort by Goba along with Natalie Schmitz. Ball is deemed out of bounds. And the Chippewas up 15-12. A team predicted 3rd among 12 in the Mid-American Conference, but off to the 1-4 beginning. Service ace. And a timeout for Coach Johnson. Service ace gives the Chippewas a 16-12 advantage. Again, served up by Abby Olin, having a great start this opening set. Central Michigan a year ago, they went 24-7, the most wins for the program since finishing 24-8 in 1984. 15-3 in the MAC, good for 2nd among 12, finishing a win behind first place Bowling Green. In the MAC tournament, though, nothing but upsets. The top 2 seeds buys until the semifinal round, and both the top 2 seeds were upset, as Bowling Green upset by 4th-seeded Western Michigan. Central Michigan, a number 2 seed, upset by number 3 Ball State. Both of those semis went 5. And then Western Michigan, they swept Ball State for the MAC tournament title. And from that team, the Chippewas bring back 11 of 17 who saw the court. They've added 5 newcomers with 4 freshmen and a transfer. And oh, by the way, also a brand new head coach in Ariel Wilson, the Chicago native. The 6th head coach in program history. Played at Penn State, part of a team that won 109 consecutive matches, a 4-time national champion. Schmitz, Vanda. Here's Beatty off the swing. In that front row with Grace Thomas. Schmitz going back her route and dunked on over by Sam Vanda. Timed her jump perfectly, good placement. After that one deflected back Schmidt's direction. And again, too much help on that right side, leaving that far side open for that point for Vanda. Eschenbach into the Panther lineup, now serving Milica Tomic. Remember the Horizon League All-Freshman team last year. Another service there that's coming to play early on, third against the Panthers in this opening set. Down 17-13, Panthers have got to win a set on the young campaign. 0 for 9. Sweers. And the Chippewas want to win the opening set for the third time. In 6 tries, Panthers able to get a point back to trail now 17-14. In for the Panthers will come Ella Schutz. Back to serve will be Sam Vanda. On this near side now for the Chippewas is Keelan Mills, serving as the team setter from Yorkville, Illinois. Limited to 14 matches last year after missing some time middle of the season with injury. Mill sliding across, Grace Thomas. Thomas between 4 and 7 kills each match. This year the high is 7. She was second team All-MAC and part of the MAC All-Freshman team. Last fall, the sophomore now from Dublin, Ohio. Tomic off the right hand with Josie Noble into the front row for the Panthers. Coming through with a block assist. Along with Annie Eschenbach, those two sealing off the right side. Panthers finished with a total of 5 blocks last night, plus 3 in that category. And a timeout here for Central Michigan. They're first to 2. To the Panthers' credit last night, they were blocked twice in the first set. Did not get blocked the rest of the way. 5 block assists for Josie Noble in last night's loss against Iowa State. Iowa State finishing a perfect 3-0 here in the Panther invite. They're off to a 5-0 start with 5 consecutive sweeps. They beat South Alabama earlier today, 25-16, 25-19, 25-15, a matchup that was competitive in the second set. Otherwise, the Cyclones in the driver's seat, essentially from start to finish. So the Panthers back to within 3, hitting .296. They've gotten 4 kills from Sam Vanda, 3 already from Natalie Schmidt and Bella Lipsky. Izzy Sweers, Abby Olin, and Grace Thomas have 2 kills each for Central Michigan, who's hitting .353. Their high this season is .286 in their season opening victory against High Point. Panthers out of timeouts, 1 left for Central Michigan. Panthers come out with Schutz, Lipsky, Eschenbach in the front, Tomic. You have Vanda and Noble on the serve, part of that back row. And a service ace for Josie Noble. Her 4th on the year, that's tops on the team. 9 now for the Panthers on the campaign, finishing with 2 all of last night. Mill, good setup again on this right side. Grace Thomas early on has been unstoppable. She too part of that preseason All-MAC team, 3 being honored. That for the Chippewas. But Grace Thomas, good size and heck of a slide. Off the block with Olin. Through the middle, pushed over by Vanda. Thomas, and a tip. Different look on this right side now, Brooklyn Connor. Right into the block went Schutz, getting double teamed on this near side. Vanda touches the back row, and it gets by the initial swing of Grace Thomas. put the back row in a tough spot despite the effort there by Taylor Kripe, and a point for Milwaukee. Josie Johnson back in to serve and set. Back into the front row, Natalie Schmitz. Johnson to the back. Mill. Good strong swing from Maggie Hewitt. Had 11 kills in the 4-set loss against BYU last week. And despite the 1-4 start, that's got to be a confidence booster, at least in the moment if you're Central Michigan taking on a top 25 team, taking that second set even at a set apiece. Sort of a lot of competition in that, again, 4-setter, but would drop set 3, 25-15, eventually dropping that 4th set 25-21. Right now they're checking the scores table. Everything appears to check out. Checking the lineup with Molly Beatty, the freshman from Indy, on the serve. Josie Johnson, Natalie Schmitz. And Anderson sports the libero jersey. Into the block went Hewitt. Off the scramble by Kripe. Hewitt helping to guide it over the net. Johnson off the swing by Lipsky. Beatty. Tip. Erdman colliding with Lipsky. Johnson comes over, sets up Natalie Schmitz. Tough angle, works around that two-player block. Kripe with force, stays in bounds. So Taylor Kripe, her numbers, when we look at each match in the first 5 for Central Michigan, well-rounded. She has an impact, offense, defense beyond the service line. Great save by Natalie Schmitz, sent on over, hit by Vanda. But again, that size down the middle with Abby Olin. Perfect placement of the ball. Olin with the sledgehammer. And right around that setup from Bella Lipsky. Beatty. Johnson, Lipsky off the top tape. Tracked down by Anderson. Kripe. Johnson, Lipsky off the top tape. That lands. Yeah, swinging around Olin. Late break there for Alina Anderson. And get ready to sub in for the first time on the home court. Carol Orhero, a transfer from Iowa Western, although a junior from Brazil. Has played in 1 set. Now making her home debut. Up this right side of that for Swears. Central Michigan up 23-18. Last night for the Panthers, a couple of players making their 2025 debuts. Haley Hutchings, a graduate transfer from Grand Canyon. Vanda, but Olin again in front of presence. Yeah, Central Michigan serving for the opening set. But also Emily Hansen made her season debut, the sophomore from Mayville, Wisconsin. Johnson, Lipsky, keeping the Panthers alive in this opening set at 24-19. 5 kills for Lipsky, tied for the team high. And for the first time for Central Michigan is Rainey Weidman, a freshman from Cincinnati. Olin, a fitting end. That was off of Josie Noble, but it was Olin who was impactful in that opening set that goes to the route of Central Michigan, 25-19. So the Chippewas striking first down this Saturday. On to set number 2 we go. It's women's college volleyball on ESPN+.
How about Totally Obsessed? We created a cocktail that requires 7 unique ingredients. The most important one? 1800 tequila. Just as obsessed with taste and quality as we are. The world's most awarded tequila, proudly poured at the world's best bar.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth.
base. Este flow no se imita, con esto se nace.
Oh, yes, sir.
Soy un superstar.
It is all quite astonishing.
Que lo que, ¿dónde va? ¿Qué tú haces? Este flow no se imita, con esto se nace.
Is already rolling now for this new season.
The Horizon League and our members live and play in the largest and most vibrant cities in the country, allowing our student athletes exposure to unique experiences only available in major cities. To learn more about all of our major cities, visit horizonleague.com/brand recharge and check out the favorite spots to visit, eat, and socialize of our athletes and administrators in our major cities by visiting horizonleague.com/LITL. Opening set goes the route of Central Michigan 25-19. They hit 462, paced by 4 kills for Abby Olin, who also had a service ace and both of the team's blocks. The Panthers hit 263, got 5 kills from Sam Vanda, 5 from Bella Lipsky. 2-1 Central Michigan in blocks, 3-1 Chippewas in service aces. That opening set featured 3 ties, but the Panthers playing from behind throughout. So the Panthers now 0 for 10. Their first 10 sets. And they're 0 3. Last time they were swept in their first 3 matches of the year. Let's go back to 1994. Kathy Litzow at the helm. The team lost its first 8 matches, all sweeps. They got swept in their first 8. Finished 9-26 back in 1994. Josie Johnson will get this second set started. It's a second set that has been very kind to the Chippewas this season thus far. As Johnson going outside for Natalie Schmitz off of Alina Anderson. And back of that right side. Sides coming into play. They have Swears up the right side. Beatty going that direction. Schmitz over the block, out of the reach of Anderson. And the Panthers have their first lead of the afternoon. Central Michigan, a record of 3-2 in set number 2. Took that prior to today. The only set they had won here at the Panther Invitational was set 2 yesterday against South Alabama. A net violation, contact with net against the Panthers and Susie Johnson was thinking about challenging, but will think twice. Had a couple of challenges last night, lost both. So we'll save the challenge for the time being as Josie Johnson sets up Schmitz. And out of bounds, flew over the right shoulder of Rainey Weidman. Just missed grazing Weidman, but Susie Johnson will challenge that particular call, feeling that Weidman made contact with the ball, and Weidman in disbelief as she looks over toward the Panthers side of the net. Rainey Weidman, who is at least her first name, Rainey, is her mom's maiden name. Played 10 sets here in 2025. 1 set yesterday against Iowa State, did not make an appearance against South Alabama. But she's one of the 4 freshmen for head coach Ariel Wilson. Right now it sits at 2-1 at Central Michigan. That swing looked like it was over the right shoulder of Rainey Weidman. Question is, did it, again, graze that shoulder? Maybe a piece of hair? Around the block on the swing by Natalie Schmitz. She put her hands up more in self-defense as well, and still looks like she may have avoided making contact with the ball. And again, they have a different replay system. What you're seeing here on ESPN Plus, that's new this season here inside the case. So a few different angles to work with for the officiating crew. And slow it down, zoom in, and try to be pinpoint with whether or not that ball grazed off of Weidman. On top of the fact, the Klachi Center here with new bleachers for this 2025-26 school year. So watch the bun. But almost looks like it's making contact with the ball. It's certainly moving, and I'm not sure if that's because the ball made contact with it or because she's moving quickly to try to avoid making contact with the ball over her head. Did not touch Weidman, so the Panthers, at least at home, 0 for 3 on challenges. Two to 1 in favor of the Chippewas. And the serve here from Grace Thomas. Josie Johnson over again with Ella Schutz over the reach of Rainey Weidman. Panthers tie things up here at 2, and in the serve will be Katie Goba. Panthers trying to avoid an 0-4 start to the season since 2023. They also started 0-4 in 2022. Been battle tested here in the first couple of weeks. Kept alive by Natalie Schmitz. Johnson. Again, tipped over the reach of Lipsky and Schmitz. Johnson near side. Off the swing. Vanda goes into the block. Kripe and Olin. You got to find ways to avoid swinging toward Abby Olin. She is a blocking machine. Last year set the program's single season solo blocks record. He had 36 solo blocks, 115 total blocks. But again, she was a who's who, 8th in the MAC in blocks per set. That's going to fly out for Natalie Schmitz. And Central Michigan, besides Abby Olin, also with Grace Thomas, who had over 100 blocks in 2024 for a team that had over 265 collectively. A gift right there for Olin, but not much of an angle. And then Vanda sends it out of play. And all of a sudden the Chippewas go back up 5-2 after a couple of early ties. Izzy Sweers. Ant played volleyball with the Western Michigan Broncos. Josie Johnson, Natalie Schmitz off the block, played by Anderson, and pushed over in that front row by Beatty in the swing for Taylor Kripe. Timeout for the Panthers, down 6-2. 4 consecutive for Central Michigan following this swing by Kripe. The Chippewas up 6-2 here in set 2. It's women's college volleyball on ESPN Plus.
To the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, we can ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
Central Michigan taking the opening set 25-19, up 6-2 here in set number 2. They've scored the last 4 straight. Again, forcing an early timeout from Panther head coach Susie Johnson. As play resumes, Izzy Sweers. Back behind the Chippewas service line. Floats it over to Kara Erdman, Josie Johnson, Natalie Schmitz, and by the diving Rainey Weidman. Weidman, who had a total of 4 digs against High Point, has 5 digs on the year. Unable to get to that ball, and now you have Brooklyn Connor into the Chippewas lineup with Kara Erdman serving. The reigning Horizon League Defensive Player of the Year. And fresh into the matchup, Connor scores a point. The senior from Michigan, a middle blocker, played just 8 matches last year. Began her collegiate career at Clemson. Transferred out of Clemson where she played in 8 matches and made 5 starts. A former 3rd-team All-American back in her prep days. Off Anderson, kept alive and a behind-the-back return with Olin back in that front row. Johnson to Schmitz. Olin, seeing this block ricochet out. And the point goes to the Panthers as Tomic will sub in along with Annie Eschenbach, the transfer from McHenry County College in Illinois. Tomic, 28 service aces last year, 1 so far this year. Switching hands to Hewitt. Eschenbach, Anderson, and the setup here with Mill, getting Olin back involved. And so many good targets to potentially turn to for the combo of Beatty and Mill at that center position. Tomic getting over with Vanda. Swung by Hewitt. Tomic. Olin out of the back with Kripe. Another point here for Central Michigan. Right now there's some confusion on the scoreboard. The live stats say 9-4 Central Michigan. The scoreboard here inside the case says 10-3 Central Michigan, and Suji Johnson pointing that out saying, hey, wait a minute. Gave the point to the wrong team, so they get that correct. It's now 9-4 Chippewas. Glad somebody was paying attention. Tomic, Vanda. I got batted down by Keelan Mill, and a point here for the Panthers with a change. Ella Schutz back in. Vanda set back up by Mill, going to that right side, a little bit off balance. Came that return from Grace Thomas. Another strong swing down the line, and Central Michigan adding another. You have Thomas and you have Brooklyn Connor. Connor's at 6'3", Thomas at 6'1". On top of the fact you have Abby Olin at 6'3". Swears at 6 foot back into the front row now, subbing in for Central Michigan. The serve here from Molly Beatty, a Canadian dual citizen. Going back that route for Kripe. That's down the line, but wow, it stays in. Stays in for Izzy Sweers. So testing the boundaries and kept it in. And Central Michigan now leads 11-5. They're trying to snap a 4-match skid and leave here with a win in 3 tries. Josie Noble in front for the Panthers. Back into the front for Milwaukee is Bella Lipsky. Played her prep volleyball at DSHA, a state champion in 2022. Noble, that carries long. Great court awareness by Taylor Kripe, who almost matched that ball for stride all the way to the end line to make sure it crossed. As the Panthers commit their 4th service error. First here in set number 2. Tomic, Lipsky, off Anderson, and that's going to fly to the stands. That brings Josie Johnson back into the Panther lineup along with Natalie Schmitz taking the spot. Tomic, along with Eschenbach. The serve here for Josie Johnson. Last year with 25 service aces, 4th best on the team. Has won thus far this year. And Beatty off Erdman. That swing from Grace Thomas has the Panthers scrambling, but a return for Erdman. Right to Anderson, now Beatty on the setup for Kripe. Off the Panthers, that's going to fly out. Point here for Central Michigan. Now the Chippewas now lead 13-7. Continuing to hit at a very high rate. Panthers saw Iowa State last night hit .457. Looks like Natalie Schmitz may be a little shook up and getting some attention over on the Panthers sideline. That's one of the issues too, though, and we mentioned it last night for the Panthers. Some big gaps to fill. Opportunities are there for some of the newcomers, even for some of the returnees to take on an expanded role. Only one of the top 4 Kilgers back in uniform from 2024. That'd be Natalie Schmitz. Otherwise, gone is Maddie Malone, gone is Alexis Lewis, gone is Lakin Graves. So opportunities there when it comes to the attack. Who wants to step up? And certainly some of the freshmen and transfer trying to do just that. Another point here for the Panthers, but you have Vanda, you have Eschenbach, you have Schutz trying to fill those gaps. When it comes to the block, lost your top 4 blockers in Lakin Graves, Alexis Lewis, Rachel Scott, and Maddie Malone. So it's wide open, and that's where a player like Noble, a freshman, Vanda, a freshman, and Lipsky, who's looking to see some more playing time, have factored these first couple of weekends. Panthers back to within 4 at 13-9. The serve from Katie Goba. But first, a timeout here for Central Michigan and a 13-9 lead. That for the Chippewas, as mentioned, predicted 3rd among 12 in the Mid-American Conference. Panthers are predicted 2nd among 10 of the Horizon League, behind Wright State and above Green Bay. A Horizon League that sees Wright State, Milwaukee, Green Bay top 3 finishers in the preseason poll, with Cleveland State, IU Indy, Northern Kentucky, Purdue, Fort Wayne. In the top 7, Oakland, Robert Morris tied for 8th, and Youngstown State 10th. When it comes to conference play further down the road, Wright State will host the Panthers. Northern Kentucky will come here as far as some of the who's who, and then of course you split with Green Bay, hosting the Phoenix on September 30th at Green Bay. October the 28th, many of the matches can be seen here on ESPN+. Panthers here in this second set, hitting 143. They're out 220 for the match. But Central Michigan still at 432. And defensively, the Panthers have seen the opposition hit 351, 347, 457 against. Let's see that number come down. It's at 380 right now in the year. Last year only allowing teams to hit 190, which was 3rd best in the Horizon League. Not going to win many matches when your opponent's hitting well north of 300. Match in, match out. That's down the line. Izzy Sweers. Now 5 kills. That's top for the Chippewas. Currently there are a total of 6 players between 2 and 5 kills for a balanced Chippewas attack. Ace for Izzy Sweers. 4th service ace for Central Michigan, and a timeout for Coach Johnson. That's the 2nd service ace recorded today by Sweers. So a break here for Coach Johnson. Her team down 15-9. Early on with a couple of ties and 1 lead change. Otherwise, again playing from behind in a matchup that has seen 5 ties, 1 lead change to date. Look at the Panther sideline that consists of 5 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 3 juniors, 4 seniors, and a grad student, that being Haley Hutchings. Mentioned her season debut, her Panther debut last night after playing beach volleyball and picking up 89 wins with the Grand Canyon Beach Volleyball team. Now bringing her talents back indoors. working on masters in business administration while finishing her graduate degree here with Milwaukee. Haven't seen an appearance yet from Hutchings, but we have seen Harrow make her home debut. It's one of the changes from that of last night. Wait and see if we see more as this matchup goes along. Not to mention, Panthers play again tomorrow, third match in 3 days. That depth being tested. Good block in front for Lipsky and Schmitz. Panthers pick up their second block. Back it is Connor, but good looking block. That for the Panthers, who came in averaging about 1.6 blocks per set. Left short, but Anderson picks up on it. Mill with the set. No more flight for Vanda to work with. Anderson running it down. Kripe on the swing, off the top tape. Vanda turn around to watch it land, but it lands out of bounds. And the point goes to the Panthers, so Vanda able to avoid making contact as she turned away from the net. Landed behind her, but off the antenna. Erdman, Anderson, Mill, right back. And score the point for Brooklyn Connor. Last year with 28 kills in limited match action. High at 10, also added 14 blocks, 7 of which came against Akron. So certainly made the most of her opportunities, and hoping that pays off for what she's hoping will be much busier fall for her in the Central Michigan lineup. Schmitz, Anderson, Mill, off the right hand with Olin. Josie Johnson. Now swung by Vanda. Near the net, Mill, good setup again for Abby Olin. So even despite the fact the momentum started to carry her, that being Mill toward the net, she was able to work it quickly over for Abby Olin, who was ready to send it over. Already starting to make that windmill motion as that ball was being set her direction. And in sync, those two were. Dig for Anderson. Kripe on the tip. Dug out by Vanda. Erdman. Natalie Schmitz sends it out of play. And the Chippewas now lead 18-11 here in set number 2. Hitting over 300 in this set. They have scored the last 3 points. Kripe with a service ace. Her first today, and the 5th for the Chippewas. They've had some strong serving performances already. They had 10 service aces against Fairleigh Dickinson, 9 in their victory against High Point. Schmitz, Kripe on the dig. Mill, right back to Kripe, off the top tape, off the hand of Noble, and then Schmitz goes into the block of Olin. Her 4th block. Look at some of her numbers from last year, and again, we talked about what she's been able to do and setting the program's single-season solo blocks record. Her best blocking showing last year with 8. She had an 8 block showing against Akron. Abby Olin has been an impact redshirt senior, began her collegiate career at Michigan State in 2022 and played 7 matches with the Spartans, 9 sets, before making the move to Mount Pleasant, Michigan in 2023. A service ace for the Panthers. Melissa Tomic with the ace. Panthers down 20-13. That is service ace number 2 for Milwaukee, number 2 for Tomic on the year. And a response from Brooklyn Connor on the swing. Back in comes Grace Thomas. Her grandfather played basketball once upon a time at North Carolina. Olin, Erdman, Goba just doesn't get it over the net. That was dug out by Hewitt, and then incoming Grace Thomas, but out of bounds. Alina Anderson in for the Panthers. Ella Schutz. Beyond the service line, Sam Vanda. 21-14 Central Michigan. Mill off the right hand with Connor. Erdman, Eschenbach on the swing. That's going to fly out. Good force there from Eschenbach. And the first touch for Central Michigan. See that ball ricochet up and out. It's 21-15. Vanda. Mill. Good slide. And the finish for Grace Thomas. Thomas last year at 239 kills, a high of 16 done twice. And she could hit at a very high percentage. She had a 16 kill showing against the Western Michigan Broncos, which she hit 667. A service there, it's going to go against Molly Beatty. Back drops Josie Noble, about to be replaced in the Panther lineup by Hallie Cook. Her first appearance on the home court, only her third set appearance on the year. The senior from Springfield, Missouri, back for her second Panther season after transferring from UNC at Greensboro. Beatty through the middle on the block. Lipsky blocking Izzy Sweers. Block number 3 for the Panthers. Back within 5 at 22-17. Cook played 16 matches last year, delivers a service ace. Had 6 of those last year. Timeout, Central Michigan. Panthers back to within 5 at 23-18. They have scored the last 3 straight, not going down without a fight. We saw last night for the Panthers, they got better as the matchup went on and certainly showed a lot more fight by set number 3, but playing a very good Iowa State team out of that very strong Big 12 when it comes to women's volleyball. But some fight here from the Panthers. They've, again, adjusted the score. It's 22-18. At one point it said 23-18, so it's 22-18 Central Michigan. But 3 straight scored by the Panthers. The Chippewas down to 242 in this set. Panthers are only hitting at 0-62, but they find themselves right back in this second set despite only 9 kills and 7 attacking errors. Hallie Cook, back in her high school days, 210 service aces, a program record. Beatty, Sweers, now makes it 23-18 Central Michigan. And in the 3-0 Panther run. Noble replaced by Urban now in the Panther lineup. And Hewitt floats it. Erdman, Tomic, Eschenbach. That's off Hewitt. Near the net. Kripe kept alive by Tomic. Knocked back and sent over by Eschenbach. Izzy Sweers again up that right side. And the Chippewas are serving for set number 2. So despite 2 ties, 1 lead change early, again, the Chippewas have been in the driver's seat. Panthers stay alive. Ella Schutz. In for the Chippewas is Rainey Weidman. Josie Johnson will come in along with Natalie Schmitz in the Panthers lineup. It's going to be Josie Johnson serving. Set point for the Chippewas. Kripe. Wide open was that back row down the middle. She delivers. Central Michigan improves their record to 4-2 in set 2s this season. They go up 2 sets down in this matchup, taking the second set 25-19, the same score as set number 1. So it's must win from here on out for the hosting Panthers here in day 2 of the Panther Invitational. It's women's college volleyball on ESPN+.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir. The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
Horizon League. Student athletes have major experience in our league, including NCAA Division I competition and championships, and exposure on ESPN platforms. To learn more about the major experiences provided by the Horizon League and our members, visit horizonleague.com/brand recharge. 2 sets to none. Central Michigan in front on this Saturday, day 2 of the Panther Invitational, 25-19, 25-19. There have been 5 ties and 1 lead change in the first couple of sets that they've seen. The Chippewas hitting .359, getting 7 kills from Izzy Sweers, and 5 kills from both Taylor Kripe and Abby Olin, who's added an assist, a service ace, and 4 blocks. Been a part of all 4 of the Chippewas blocks. They're +1 in that category. Panthers at 181 have gotten 7 kills from Bella Lipsky. That's a new high for her in her time with the Panthers. 6 kills for Sam Vanda, 6 as well for Natalie Schmitz. 5-3 Chippewas in service aces. 4-3 Central Michigan in blocks. These programs meeting for the 4th time. Central Michigan 2-1 all time against the Panthers, 1-1 here in Milwaukee. They have not met prior to since September 10th of 2010. That was part of the Milwaukee Invite, co-hosted with Marquette. That was a 3-set sweep for the Chippewas. They also met in the Panther Invite in 2006. That was a Panther 3-set sweep. And they met from the neutral side of Indy back in September of 1993, and that was a 3-set sweep for Central Michigan. So Coach Wilson's team looking to head back to Mount Pleasant, Michigan, snapping a 4-match skid. Panthers trying to pick up their first set victory and get themselves back in this match. So the Panthers come out a different look that includes O'Hara playing that first set. Schmitz, Lipsky, Erdman, and Johnson out there along with Vanda. Molly Beatty with Kripe and Anderson, part of the back 4 at Central Michigan. You have Olin, Hewitt, Sweers, part of the front row for Coach Wilson. And away we go here in a must-win 3rd set for the Panthers. Trying to avoid a 4th lost by way of the sweep. Lipsky gets the Panthers off to a 1-0 start. The challenge, though, and it's been this way in the first 3 matches, is trying to build some type of a lead. They've had some short-lived 1-point, 2-point leads here and there, but nothing of great significance. In fact, they have been trailing in most of their matchups here in these first 2 weekends. Katie Goba trying to keep momentum with the Panthers. Olin, though, changing that quickly. That's what she can do. Making an impact in a variety of ways, offensively, defensively. The redshirt senior from Coopersville, Michigan. Johnson. That swing, look there for Lipsky. Kripe to the back. Knocked down by Goba. Chippewas up 2-1. Maggie Hewitt. Played by Erdman, but Olin protecting the net. And it is flung over, but out. And the Chippewas have scored 3 straight. Going to keep things rolling. Maggie Hewitt to Goba. Johnson. Vanda off Anderson. Off a beam here inside the K, and it works to the Panthers' advantage. A little home court advantage for the Panthers. Not much Central Michigan could have done about that. As Rainey Weidman subs in for the Chippewas. And the serve for Kara Erdman. It's short for Anderson. Beatty right back to Olin. Tied for the team high with 7 kills, tied with Izzy Sweers. Olin's high for kills was 6, done 3 times this season. Schmitz. And a point here for the Panthers, who will bring Tomic. Eschenbach back onto the floor. Out goes Schmitz, out goes Johnson. No question there have been some positive moments if you're a Panther fan, both last night and again today, but the big word, you hear it with many sports programs, is consistency. Trying to find that consistency, and Eschenbach score the point for the Panthers. And one of the challenges for Milwaukee, especially in this match, has been stringing points together. They've tied things at 4. Couple of ties, 1 lead change here in this 3rd set. Kripe. That's off Milwaukee, it's out of bounds. The Chippewas back in front 5-4. Anytime Central Michigan tries to build some momentum, their fan base, nice contingent of Chippewa fans here in Milwaukee will chant "Fire up Chips." Want to get the Chippewas going here in this 3rd set is that deflects off the antenna for Josie Noble. Noble, who's from Caledonia, Michigan. Said it last night, and surprising when you factor the Panther volleyball program's been around since 1973. She is the first, listed as the first player from Michigan to ever play for the Panthers in volleyball. Tomic, Eschenbach, that's gonna get down. Back into the Panther lineup will come Orhero. Mentioned she's a transfer and in from Iowa Western. Couple of strong years with that program, especially in the kill department. Led the team with 407 kills last year, 408. A team best in 2023, and so another option coming off that bench. Perhaps maybe a little bit down the line when you look at options, but can still give you some offense. And that's what the Panthers are looking for here. And offense instead for Grace Thomas. Deflects off of Orhero. Hewitt back out for the Chippewas. Here is Taylor Kripe with a total of 6 service aces against High Point last week. That's a program record for service aces in a 4-set match. That came in her collegiate debut. Mentioned she's had all kinds of showings when it comes to kills, service aces, digs, blocks even. Well-rounded. And again, some issues at the scorer's table to get on the same page. But Taylor Kripe, who intends to major in physical education, heck of an athlete in high school, volleyball, track and field, and wrestling. Her mother played college basketball at a couple of different schools, including Cleveland State from 96 through 98. A Cleveland State Viking. Her hero, which we're talking about when it comes to kills, has that ability. So in 2 years at the JUCO level, 815 kills. Of course, the question always comes anytime you get a freshman, a transfer with outstanding numbers, and all have strong resumes. How does it now translate to this level of competition? One step at a time, though, trying to build that confidence, get used to the new competition. If you're her hero and she goes running after this ball, won't get there, and Central Michigan ups their lead at 9-6. Thomas with a couple of service aces against South Alabama yesterday. Tomic, Lipsky. Bella Lipsky up to 9 kills. Continue to add to her career high performance, hitting north of 500. Natalie Schmidt, Josie Johnson back onto the floor for the Panthers. And the serve here for Josie Johnson. But first, a break in the action, a timeout for Central Michigan. We'll step aside here in set number 3. It's women's college volleyball on ESPN+.
Hey, grab me one too.
To the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
Set 3 resumes off the serve by Josie Johnson, a 9-7 lead for Central Michigan, and a point for Brooklyn Connor. This comes out of the Chippewas timeout, a timeout taken despite the fact they were playing with a 2-point lead and hitting over 700 for the set. But trying to refocus here and finish strong. Trying not to allow the Panthers to hang around and gain some momentum. Molly Beatty. Johnson the setup. Lipsky on the swing and the kill. There's her 10th. And only the second double-figure kill performance for a Panther in these first couple of weekends. The other, a 10-kill showing by Natalie Schmitz last Saturday at Omaha. But Bella Lipsky limited 8 matches last year, played in 7 matches in 2023. Josie Johnson, Lipsky, that's gonna hit the court for a kill. She's up to 11. To put this in perspective, her freshman year, 2023, she had 11 kills total in 7 matches. 11 today alone. And she's one of those players that has the opportunity to help fill the void with some key losses from last year. Lipsky going back that route. All about confidence right now. Abby Olin is out of bounds. But Central Michigan's going to challenge, feeling it was touched by a Panther. So a challenge here for the Chippewas. right now tied at 10. The last 3 points scored by the Panthers. It was ruled on the court as an attacking error against Abby Olin. That wasn't touched by a Panther. We'll have to wait and see. As they go back to the scorers table and the new video replay system. Mentioned back in that first set. That's new on top of the fresh look here to the Klotzsche Center. Instead of having the black and gold bleachers, more of a soothing light gray or silver and black. More of a comfy feel here inside the cave for 2025. So those bleachers you see in the background and all around. A new look for the Klotzsche Center, which over the years has been kind to Panther women's volleyball. Last year going 9-4 here at home. They're playing their second of 13 on the home court today. The challenge lost by Central Michigan, so both teams 0 for 1 on challenges today. Was never touched by a Panther. The attacking error against Abby Olin. There's another look at it. Off the swing by Lipsky. And then Olin. Yeah, no one's even close. That was way over the head of Josie Johnson. The Chippewas getting a point back. The serve here for Maggie Hewitt. In her high school days was a team MVP all 4 years at over 1,000 kills. As Vanda looking for a kill of her own. Goba, Johnson, Vanda. Give her 8 kills. Second most for a Panther today. On top of the fact she added 1 assist and 5 digs. It will beat the block flying across Abby Olin. Tied at 11. 4 ties, 1 lead change here in this third set. Kripe going to cross court, but out of bounds. They got by the movement there from Natalie Schmitz. Panthers up 12-11. Erdman off the top tape, the service ace. So Kara Erdman, her first service ace of the year. Finished with 9 last year. 13-11 Panthers. They've scored the last 3. Schmitz. Again with Sweers to Erdman. Here's Johnson. Good swing from Josie Noble. Picked up and Kripe. Unable to sway her momentum. Kara Erdman ends the 3-0 run. Chippewas back within 1. Olin, that's going to carry out. Service error number 4 against the Chippewas. They have 7 aces, 4 errors. Panthers have 4 aces, 6 errors. Tomic, Eschenbach in. Tomic with one of the team's 4 aces. Beatty, Kripe, that's going to fly out. 15-12, Panthers up 3. Must win here at set number 3, looking for their first set win as they play their 12th set of the year. Got to start somewhere as Beatty. Block. Angles out for Eschenbach and Noble. Izzy Sweers. Floats it, Erdman, Tomic. Vanda goes right at Anderson. Kripe to the back with Katie Goba. Eschenbach into the net. Back-to-back for the Chippewas, looking to pull off their first sweep of this season after recording 9 sweeps last year. Never got swept, recorded 9 sweeps. They've been swept once this year. That was the Iowa State Cyclones yesterday. A service error. Swears with the error, now will be replaced As the combination of Mill and Connor sub in for the Chippewas. Back to serve Sam Vanda for the Panthers. Panthers lead 16-14. Getting ready to sub in. Or Harrell for the Panthers for Goba, but again, some issues at the scorer's table. So Vanda on the Panthers serve. Panthers hitting .381 this set, 226 for the match. Central Michigan at .337 for the match, 263 in this third set. Erdman. Harrell leaves it short. At the net. More room to work with. And Connor, again with that court vision, seeing that a lot of ground to cover for Sam Vanda, places it to Vanda's left. It's 16-15. Panthers +1. It's happened a couple of times where a couple of players in that back row have been left in a tough spot to cover lots of ground. And some great placement for the Chippewas. Erdman, Harrell. Anderson, Mill, Hewitt, Eschenbach there for the block with Josie Noble. Both teams now have 4 blocks. Back into the front row is Bella Lipsky. With those two ready, off that swing for Hewitt. Noble. Here in the net again. Lifted on over with Grace Thomas. Eschenbach on the swing. Out of the reach of Anderson. Timeout for Central Michigan. Panthers up 18-15 here in set number 3. Trying to extend this matchup here on this Saturday before they start thinking Sunday. Chippewas are done after this here in the Panther Invite. Panthers have one more match. Back with you on ESPN Plus, 11 a.m. Central Time. South Alabama, USA will be the opponent. First all-time meeting between the Jaguars and the Panthers. South Alabama losing in 3 sets today to Iowa State. 25-16, 25-19, 25-15. After beating Central Michigan in 4 last night. 25-16, 14-25, 25-18, 25-22. Big plays from Bella Lipsky and Sam Vanda. They have combined, although Natalie Schmitz to that trio, and they have combined for 26 of the team's 37 kills. 20 assists for Josie Johnson, now 132 away from 2,000 for her career. Nice bounce back for Kara Erdman, who was limited to 4 digs yesterday, up to 17 today. That ties her season best accomplished in the opener last Friday at Omaha. And still perhaps lots of volleyball left. Mill, Kripe. Miscommunication, late break for Noble. The swing for Thomas, and again, Noble had to quickly make the move forward to play the ball, leaving this near side open, and that's where Grace Thomas placed the return. Now Thomas, Tomic, Lipsky to the back, Kripe, Mill, Olin, off Erdman, Tomic, Harrell, Hewitt, over the block, Tomic sends it back to Erdman, connected with Vanda. Off the top tape, it works for the Panthers. The top tape job put Abby Olin in a no-win situation. Josie Johnson dropping back the service. She subs in along with Natalie Schmitz. It's 19-16. Panthers +3. Johnson with a service ace. That's her first today. 5 now for the Panthers. They've had a total, coming to this one, of 8 service aces, a high of 5 last Saturday against Omaha, and again, we have an issue at the scorer's table. 20-16. Panthers +4, but slowing things down here for Josie Johnson. It's like icing a kicker. Olin, right at Vanda, the kill. She has 8 kills, tied for the team high along with Swears and Kripe. Swears is back in. And the Chippewas also sub in Molly Beatty to serve. Freshman who plans to major in biology with a graphic design minor. Josie Johnson taps it back to Schmitz. Anderson on the dig. Olin gets the setup, perfectly placed by Molly Beatty. Now the Panthers want to talk it over. And watch this setup, back-to-back for Olin, up to 9 kills. And that's 3 above her previous high. Known for her blocking, but coming through in the attack as well. Had a high 18 kills in the matchup last year against Ball State. The Chippewas back within a couple as the Panthers still have 1 timeout remaining after this one. What a challenge here for Central Michigan. Besides the fact, yes, you have a lot of experience back from last year. Again, that team had a remarkable campaign. After they went 15-15 in 2023 to go 24-7 last year. Got off to a 6-0 start at one point. They had another 6-match win streak. They ended up winning 11 out of their last 13. But a brand new coach. This team learning a lot about one another right away. With 14 consecutive away from Mount Pleasant, Michigan to start the season. That's no easy feat. And the Chippewas, when you look at their schedule, they only have 9 home matches all year. They don't play their home opener until October 3rd against Toledo, and that's well after Mid-American Conference play has started. There's a look at what's ahead for Central Michigan, which will include a tournament hosted by Bradley in Peoria, Illinois next Friday and Saturday. Natalie Schmitz puts the lead back to 3. They also have a date coming up in a couple of weeks with the defending national champs and the alma mater for Coach Wilson of Penn State. They'll play Penn State after they play Princeton on September 20th. Beatty, Olin, a double-figure kill performance for Abby Olin with 10. 21-19, Panthers, and a service ace. The service ace for Maggie Hewitt is ace number 8 for the Chippewas, who are back to within 1. Hewitt again, right at Vanda. Johnson coming over. Schmitz on the swing, off the block. Erdman, or Harrow, to the back and scores the points. That was off of Maggie Hewitt. 22-20 Panthers. Erdman back on the serve. Into the front row comes Noble, taking the spot here of Bella Lipsky. And off the block goes Swears. Thought maybe they might go the route of Olin, but they come up the right side instead. Still find success off the Panther block. Back within 1. Abby Olin leaving it short. Got deflected by Johnson. Knocked over by Vanda. Olin with the setup. Out of that back with Hewitt. Johnson to Schmitz. That's down. It's 23-21 Panthers. Tomich Eschenbach will sub in for the Panthers. Good force on that swing for Natalie Schmitz. Up to 9 kills. Tomich. Beatty. Kripe dug out by Erdman. Tomich. Eschenbach. Panthers up 24-21, serving for set 3. On the verge of their first set victory of the young season. Tomich Beatty. Over it goes, and that hits the court for Grace Thomas. Keeping hope alive here for Central Michigan is 24-22. Izzy Sweers. I'm back. O'Hara with Tomich. Vanda trying to end it, but blocked by Thomas. And the Panthers take their final timeout. Chippewas back to within one after being down 24-21. And it's been Grace Thomas. First the kill, now the block. 5 blocks for Central Michigan. There's 24-23 Panthers. And on the verge of their first set win of the young year, but not coming easy. As the Chippewas trying to hit the road early and get back at a respectable time to Mount Pleasant, Michigan. This matchup sees the Chippewas hitting 347, the Panthers at 248. And the top kill getters have been Bella Lipsky with a career best of 11, hitting 556. Abby Olin's got 10 for Central Michigan with 4 blocks. So both teams out of timeouts. Izzy Sweers is serving for the Chippewas. Off Vanda, Tomich. Vanda on the swing. Beatty, Kripe ties things at 24. With their backs against the wall, the Chippewas with 3 straight tie things at 24. Tie number 5 in this third set. Sweers. That goes out of bounds. And again, the Panthers serving for set number 3. Some changes that will include Keelan Mill back onto the court. Looks like Brooklyn Counter as well. Serve for Sam Vanda. Go right back to Erdman. Tomich. Noble. Anderson. Kripe. Leaving it short. Tomich. Eschenbach. Off the block. It's going to go back off a Panther. And we're back even at 25. So 1 point down, 24-21. The Chippewas have battled back, tying things at 24, down 25-24, tied at 25, and now Kripe on the serve. Tomich, Noble into the net, and now the Chippewas for the first time have a chance to end not only the set, but the match. It was 24-21 Panthers at 1 point in this set, but Central Michigan's come roaring back. They've scored 5 of the last 6. Trying to end it. Erdman. Eschenbach going cross court. Dug out by Kripe. Now she gets the set. Erdman. O'Hara off the block on the line. They say out of bounds. Just missed this near sideline. Tied at 26. See the block one more time. Yep, just over, it looked like, to the right of that tape job. Josie Noble. Good duration of this third set. Mill. Tough angle. Thomas, and that lands for a Central Michigan point. Grace Thomas has been enormous during this run late, with the Chippewas' backs against the wall. And again, they have a chance to end it with Grace Thomas on the serve. Tomich, Lipsky, Central Michigan takes it. They sweep the Panthers 28-26 here in set number 3. So the Chippewas come all the way back from down 24-21. Panthers on the verge of their first set win. They don't get it. The Chippewas get their first sweep of the year instead. as they up the record to 2-4, snapping a 4-match skid. They hit .353 pace by 10 kills, 5 blocks for Abby Olin, 9 kills from Izzy Sweers, 9 kills, 11 digs for Taylor Kripe, 8 kills for Grace Thomas, who was big down the stretch. Panthers got 11 kills, a career best for Bella Lipsky. 9 kills for Sam Vanda, 9 as well for Natalie Schmitz. 21 assists for Josie Johnson, 19 digs for Kara Erdman. Panthers hit .212. Blocks were at 6-4 in favor of the Chippewas, who beyond the service line 8-5 over the Panthers in service aces. So Central Michigan will head home with a victory. They get ready for the Bradley Invite next Friday, Saturday against UMKC, Bradley, and Jacksonville State. Panthers fall to 0-4. They've been swept in all 4. Wrapping up the Panther Invite tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central against South Alabama. Looking for that first victory as they play their third of 13 total at home here in 2025. But that will do it here on this Saturday from Milwaukee. My name is Matt Middle saying so long from the Klotsky Center. Again, your final scores, 25-19, 25-19, 28-26, Central Michigan. All matches airing on the ESPN Network, streaming live or archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir. The ball is already rolling now for this new season.